I'm gonna tell you this right now. When you blame, you lose power. I had an agent that came in that same regard. Blaming. We take no responsibility for your failure because it is on you. They say that entrepreneurs and high achievers, they have what they call a strong suit, and the strong suit came from some kind of trauma. Blaming because they told me that they have done this, and this, and they weren't winning. And they had invested XYZ and they weren't winning. And they had done this and they weren't winning, and it's my fault. We will take I don't take any credit for your success. Anything you accomplish, you did it, because the alternative is to have no power. How's that feel? And if you know me, I'm about loyalty. I will go to battle for you. I was like, okay, you know what? Okay, I should have this. I should have this. I should have asked. I should have done this. Haven Real Talk. So couple of situations. So I'm going to share you the story. I'm going to share an image, and this image, it should empower you. So I've been with a lot of companies. For me, responsibility is everything. I'm going to tell you this right now. When you blame, you lose power, period. You lose all power, because when you blame and someone else has the power to change it for you, your outcome, it's not in your hands, you are powerless. And how does it feel to be powerless? It sucks. I remember this feeling when I was in Africa. It's the greatest country in the world, because they say they have the least of the things that matter least and the most of the things that matter most. And I remember when I was a kid, I had the least of the things that mattered least, and it sucked. And I remember feeling powerless, and that feeling, they say that entrepreneurs and high achievers, they have what they call a strong suit, and the strong suit came from some kind of trauma when they were children. And if you ask every entrepreneur, there was some event, something that happened that pushed them so much to one direction to either avoid something or go after something. And that powerlessness, I can't stand powerlessness. So if you know me, you know when you don't take responsibility, you will make me want to go bang my head against the wall. When you complain, that's not how you become my friend, because there's so many worse things that could be going on. And when you're complaining, you're simply saying it's someone else's fault and I can't fix it. So I'm going to share with you the story, because I had an agent that came in that same regard, blaming. Now, here was the situation. I'm going to share with you my situation. I had a company that I was with for many, many years. I was with them for about 10 years. It was in a network marketing space. I was there. I served. I made money since day one. And it wasn't that I was making money so much so, but I was committed. I saw the vision, and I had been there 10 years. And I remember I was finally seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. And in the situation that I'm going to share with you, there was a contest. And this contest, I went after it. I've done really well at things and strategizing. And this contest, based on the rules, I went after it full throttle. Fast forward, the contest ended up with me, qualifying, winning $82,000 on top of my commissions. I was like, this is awesome. Like, it was going to really get me to the next level. Right. And fast forward, I wasn't given that. I think I was given like 20 grand, which was not what I expected. And regardless, the reasons that I was not given those, well, regardless of it being speculative and suspicious, my focus is responsibility. It did hurt me, but I kept working and working and working and working. When they gave me the reasons why I didn't get it, I was like, okay, you know what? Okay, I should have this. I should have this. I should have asked. I should have done this. It's just about taking responsibility and pivoting, right? Because the alternative is to have no power. How's that feel? The reason I left that company was not because of not receiving that bonus. I left that company because it was because of how I was treated during that process. That's why I left the company, because after that, the treatment that I received, despite 10 years of loyal soldier-like service I'm talking some very, very humbling circumstances where most people would have quit, but I didn't quit. Despite all that history, being treated the way I thought I was treated, almost criminal, suspect, it crippled me, because all of that talk of family and loyalty, and if you know me, I'm about loyalty. I will go to battle for you. And so they say, there's an old saying, they say that affluent people, if you grow up in an affluent household, you really value ingenuity and thinking in your kids. Like, that's what your value is, and being imaginative and stuff. But if you came from a lower income household, you value resilience and loyalty. Hey, maybe I fit the bill. Because of that, I left. That's why. So fast forward the situation. I'm gonna share with you this because this is legit. This might happen, you might not. This agent comes to me, and they came to me complaining, which is not ideal, but hey, it is what it is. And they wanted to blame me because they told me that they have done this, and this, and they weren't winning. And they had invested XYZ and they weren't winning. And they had done this and they weren't winning, and it's my fault. And first I had to stop them. And here's what I'm going to share with you. Here we will take I don't take any credit for your success. Anything you accomplish, you did it. You will get 100% glory. If people even attempt to say, hey, no, Mac was no. I was just the facilitator of the information. You did it. You did it. At the same token, we take no responsibility for your failure because it is on you. And here's where I want to kind of pivot. This agent said, I had done everything that you asked as a loyal soldier. And those words, they sunk in me. I was like, what? Are you crazy? And this what educated me. Again, me taking responsibility. You apparently do not realize, or I failed to make it very clear what it takes to win here. And if I did make it clear, and I'm going to just take the higher road, then obviously I did not make sure you understood, because there is a difference between communicating and actually speaking. So I want to share this. And this is what I sent to this agent. This is what a loyal soldier does. This is what I sent this agent, y'all. So when I said, if you had done all this and you didn't win, that's on me. I will take it personally. I take winning personally. I'm just built that way. I've always, I don't know what it is, been about winning, because I think that we were put on this earth to win, and we have the greatest person at our back, and that's God. We will win one way or another. We will win, right? So here's what I want to go through, y'all, and for the next 5 minutes. This is where you decide, again, you, not me, whether or not you're going to win. This should give you so much power that your success is not based on Mac at all. So I told this agent, if you've done all these things, you can say you were a loyal soldier. But so here it is, y'all. And I've said it every week. I'm going to say it again. If you don't feel empowered by this, it's because you're blaming. You're looking for someone to make the scapegoat for your failure. Because if it's your fault, you got to look at yourself in the mirror and you got to look bad and feel bad about yourself, which the human mind is designed not to make you feel bad. The human mind, the natural man, is an enemy to God, is designed to have you go point the finger elsewhere. So let's go through it. So did you, and this is the question that if this agent was here, I would ask you, did you submit to the process of 100? So meaning, before I go on, here's the crystal ball. You're going to rate your commitment to each one of these 12, and then you are going to add them all up and divide by 12. And that will tell you your success rate in this business. And we're going to knock this out in record time in about 3 minutes. Did you submit to the process of 100? 100 appointments means you are an expert in this business. So meaning come hell high water, you will, no matter what, I don't care what happens, you will at least commit to doing 100 appointments. So if you're committed to doing that, give yourself a 10. If you're not, 0. And I got to give you, she didn't go to 100 appointments. Okay. Invest in leads every week. Will you buy leads every week? Every week. Every week. Will you feed your business, your baby every week? Come anything. If you're full-time, you got to feed it adequately, or will you have an anorexic business? $500 a week, part-time, $1,000 a week, full-time. And these are things that I got to be honest with you, people, they oftentimes hide or they skirt past it as if it's like a taboo subject. Oh, I don't want to tell them about the leads because they might quit. No, listen, Mel, listen, I'm going to tell you right now. This is not for everyone. Freedom isn't for everyone. It's not. I watched a movie yesterday, one of my favorite movies at Christmas. It's called The Fourth Wise Man. And in the story, you guys got to watch it. This wise man finally gets, or this wise man's servant finally gets his freedom. And he's been a slave his whole life. And it's kind of a funny humor thing. He says in this comment, he goes, well, he has a decision to make. He goes, I don't know what to do. I've never had to make the decision like this. So he starts talking to God. He says, this freedom thing is new to me. So anyway, what am I? Just, you have to decide early. Are you going to do it? Are you not going to do it? So again, $500 a week, part-time, $1,000 a week, full-time. Just decide now. Make sure you decide early, because this freedom thing, it's not for everyone either. Because if it's okay being a slave, and if you're comfortable being a slave, or hey, and again, I'm not trying to get political, but remember back in the day, about maybe 70 years ago, 100 years ago, there were house slaves that were content. There were some Black folks, they didn't want to go do the whole freedom thing because they didn't want to mess them up. Life was good for them. So if life isn't hurting them bad enough for you where you don't want this freedom thing, you don't have to invest. I'm just telling you. If this is a curiosity thing or it would be nice thing, I'm going to give you, just being real, you're probably not going to make it. You have to want freedom. And so when we go through this, part of the submitting to the process of 100, the prerequisite to that is you have to look at your why. Why are you doing this? Why stands for what's hurting you. What would motivate you to go after 100 appointments? And if it's not strong enough, if your why doesn't keep you up at night, doesn't make you cry, newsflash, it isn't strong enough. You're going to quit. Just a heads up. So invest in leads every week. If you're committed to doing that, give yourself a 10. If you're like, maybe if the leads work, maybe if I make a sale, don't start. Just don't start. I'm just being honest with you. Don't start. Because if you don't start, and I'm keep saying that, and my hope is you don't think that I'm crass or I don't believe in you. I believe in everyone. I just don't count on everyone, because not everyone will decide that this is their time. Because if you come to this with preconceived notions of falsehoods, you're going to waste your time, and your family loves you. You could have been doing something else. You could have been spending your money on your grandkids, yourself. Go do something else. This business, I will say this, there's other ways you can make money. You can go do crypto, real estate. I get it. There's a lot of ways. And I've been, people have attempted to recruit me in other ways. You know why I don't go towards those other things, even though I could be a cadillionaire doing crypto, and I could do all those things right now. This is the hardest business to do, because we are making money with people, helping people. The things in life that have the most value, you don't necessarily get the immediate income. It is not fast money like that. I'm telling you, you make some money off of a life insurance sale. It was some money, but you know who really won? That client won. They got more in use value than you will ever get in cash value. That money doesn't spend like that. It doesn't spend like making a real estate sale. But here's what I know. For me, that's what I need to survive. That's Mac. I have to do something that brings massive value. So guys, you can sell widgets. You can do whatever you want to do in life. But if you're not in this to go help serve people more than anything else in your life, then the truth is you should go do something else. You have to put people first, hence the family first life. It has to be good for the client. It has to be good for the agent, and it can't hurt the company. I hope that makes sense, y'all. So again, just keep that in mind. All right. Just give yourself a 10 if you're committed. If not, 0. If it's like, maybe 5. Number 3, you commit your dial days, 2 dial days if you're doing in-home, Mondays and Thursdays. So today, if you're going in-home, you're dialing today to book for Tuesday and Wednesday. If you're dialing, if you're dialing Thursday, you're booking for Friday and Saturday. If you're doing more virtual sales, every day is a dial day. The goal is to do 3 presentations, 300 dials, 2 presentations or 1 sale. So you're going to break your day up in shifts, and you can even do the same thing for in-home. You're going to work from 8 to 11, 12 to 4, 5 to 9. If you're going to be serious about this, choose 2 shifts starting out, 2 shifts starting off. And then, hey, in each shift, you want to get 300 dials, 2 presentations, 1 sale. And these are things I'm telling this agent. Like, did you do all this? And hey, I'm going to tell you straight up, no, they didn't do all this. And if you knock out maybe your 1 sale or 2 sales during the shift, you can be done. But put in a good shift. And if you're part-time, you don't have to be full-time to make this work. You just got to be willing to put a full-time effort in part-time. I'm talking full-time. There's some people that are more effective part-time than they are full-time, right? Because they don't know what to do. They're terrible at disciplining themselves. So keep that in mind. Commit to your dial days. If you're committed to your dial days, I'm talking you're committed. What does that mean? You don't feel like doing it, but you still do it. You're sick, but you still jump on. You hit some kind of goal. Maybe you guys have been in jobs where you're sick, but guess what you still do? You still show up because you didn't want to get fired. I did. So maybe you come in for half a shift, you you cough a little bit, you hope that the supervisor see that you're really throwing up, and so he can let you go home early. Commit to something. That's what commitment looks like. You commit to your shift and you do those check marks. What does commitment look like? Well, you committed to yourself to booking 10 appointments, and it's 7 o'clock. Do you just leave? No, you keep dialing until 9. That's called commitment, right? That's what commitment looks like. So just, are you committed to your dial days? All right. You're going to run 15 appointments part-time. That's a week. 30 appointments full-time. That's a week. And here's what we know with that. You look at the very top, y'all, 15, 30 appointments. If you are doing half, you'll sit on probably 10 if you're doing part-time, and you'll close half, which is 5. That's just the way it works. So you see that very top, you book 15, 30, sit on 10 or 20, close 5 or 10. That's just how it works. Are you committed to those appointments? Because it's about how many at-bats do you get. The goal is simply to get appointments, to get at-bats. If there's no one, if you get enough at-bats, can fail. There is no one that's that trash. So if you're committed to those appointment goals, give yourself a 10. If you're like maybe 5, if like 0, sharpen your sword every day. I was an athlete. There is what super athlete or what professional athlete or athlete that takes their job as an athlete seriously goes to the field and just starts playing. Like they just drive to the parking lot, get out, take their stuff, and then the ref goes beep, and they just jump into the field and start playing. Most athletes, they stretch, they do some warm-ups. What are you doing? Mind you, you're in a field that you've never been in before, and you're not sharpening your axe every day. What does that mean? Well, you're listening to a podcast daily. I'm talking daily, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Listen to someone that's good doing what you're trying and proposing to do. If you're not doing that and you're going blind, you are disrespecting this business and disrespecting yourself, assuming that it just comes just because. No, it doesn't. You have to work at it. That's why it's all about work ethic. So if you're committed, sharpening the sword every day, whether it be a podcast, I'm talking a short amount of time, give yourself a 10, same thing. Now, 1 through 5, again, it's if all you wanted to do is be a top producer. Actually, I'm going to add one more. It's actually going to conference too, but let's just say 1 through 5 was being a top producer. You add those numbers up, the rates you gave yourself, and divide by 5, and that will give you your percentage of success in this business, whatever that percentage is. Think about this. If you were a bank and Melissa was coming to a Bank of Melissa for a loan, and what's the loan for? Well, the loan is for lead money. The loan is for convention money. The loan is for whatever money, for CRM money. And Melissa said, well, where's your business plan? And you showed her the Haven 12. Melissa shows her CEO the Haven 12, and her percentage of success says 60%, 50%, 40%. What bank manager would give you a loan? Would you give yourself a loan on that rate of success? I would not give you a loan either. So the question is, we look back and ask ourselves, what is preventing us from winning, from doing the kind of activity required to win? It's because you know yourself. You know your commitment level, and your inner self is telling you you're a liar. It's telling you You're not going to do this because it knows that you're not committed. So you won't even give yourself the own loan, and you feel queasy spending money on leads because you're scared that you won't make the dials. Hey, if that hits home anywhere, please drop a 1 in the chat, because I was like, well, I remember being there. All right. So if you want to build a business, the remaining applies to you. If you want time freedom, you don't want to be the life insurance person that's 70 years old, still selling, proud of it. If you're 65, 70 years old and still selling life insurance, you messed up somewhere. Just being real with you. Yeah, it's something to be proud of at that point. I mean, hey, that you have the skill, yes, but you should have been done a long time ago. You missed a turn in Albuquerque. So 2 exposures a day. You need to share the FFL story twice a day. Someone. There are enough people looking, open. Okay. I'm going to fast forward a little bit because we got 2 other topics that we got to hit. Give yourself and we're talking something as simple as, hey, do you keep your income options open? Just sharing that little website where it goes over in 4 minutes what we do. Give yourself a 10 if you're committed to sharing 2 exposures a day with someone. If not, 0. Attend a team huddle every week. That's this. If you're committed to being here at the pit stop every week, give yourself a 10. If it's maybe, no, hey, maybe you can't. If you're committed to at least watching it on the back end, it's going to take probably 30, 45 minutes, non-productive time after 9, right? Before 8. Give yourself a 10 as well. Attend a weekly, a quarterly sales conference. Between our conventions, this is the quarterly sales conference that we go to. It's a pit stop that everyone needs. So there's one all over the country. They have it at multiple venues. If it's not near you, you go to one. These are top producers sharing what they're doing to be earning 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 a month for free. You need to go there, right? This is just one of the things you do. We got franchise owners, Mickey D's, Quiznos, whatever. When there's a conference, guess what they do? They go. Why would yours be any different? So if you're committed to going to a sales conference, give yourself a 10. If not, you know the numbers. Same thing, national convention. If you are not going to go, 0. There is no middle for this one. If you don't go, I'm going to tell you straight up, you guys saw in the beginning, you're not going to make it. And I would love to say that there's a possibility you could, but there is no one that's never not gone that has not had the air knocked out of their sails. I've had people swear, I'm talking, give me, oh, I got the FFL tattoo right here. No, I bleed, I bleed. Man, whatever. Listen, they will tell you whatever they want to tell you. But it's as silly as a child telling you that you can make it on one tank from California to New York without stopping for a pit stop. It is ridiculous. There is no car invented right now that does that. Even electric, there's none. And imagine them trying to tell you that and sell you on that fact. And guess who's going to be screwed if you let them win? They are. If you let them win, they are. That's why I'm trying to just tell people, I don't care what your excuse is. You got to come. If you want to win, you got to come to this event. So you've heard my saying on it. Number 10, you commit to personal development, 10 pages of a good book every day, meaning you read it, 15 minutes of a good audio. Number 10 or 0. Number 11, how many of you have a workout partner? Meaning I'm talking legit workout partner. And this is where some people fail. This is where actually I am failing. I have someone, but not as consistently as I need to. So I'm talking someone on a daily basis that you can check off these on. The things you do daily, you text them, you talk to them on a daily. Hey, I am doing this. All the new people, guess who their workout partner is? Me. I hold them accountable, right? Or they use me as their accountability partner. You need someone who, on all the things you do on a weekly basis, you check them off. So you need to find a workout partner. And these are the small things that make the big things happen. Number 10, if you got one, 0, if you don't. Number 12, you commit to be here a year from now. No matter what, like you mark this day, January, what 11th? January 11th, 2025. Not January, December. December. So 2024, you will be here at least a year from now doing those things. No matter how hard it is, you will not quit. You will negotiate successfully this process. So those are the 12 things, y'all. And I said to her, that's what a soldier looks like. If you do those things and you don't win, it's on me. It's on me because I should have caught it. But if you're not doing those things, do not dare disrespect the people that have come before you and the people that are here. the people that come after you saying that you did all those things and you're not a winner. What? Unless you're some weird being, you should be on a science experiment. If you were telling me you did all those things and you're not winning, then FFL is really screwed up. If the best hardworking people in the US of A are not winning doing those things, then this whole thing is messed up. It's all a farce, which we know it's not. It's normally you. It's you. It's you. How much responsibility you take or you are willing to embrace, put on your shoulders, will determine how successful you'll be. That's the key. So let's fast forward. So I wanted to hit that hard, guys. I'm going to say a couple more things and then we'll close. In this business, I want us to remember back in 2020, you need to learn how to become recession proof. There's always a shakeup in the economy. 8, 10 years, 20 years, there's an adjustment because what happens is the freeloaders get involved in anything that's successful and they rob it for the people that are doing real work. And so there's an adjustment, a shift. Some people call it a market crash, whatever. And the people that are doing things right, they're going through the hard things too, but it forces them to grind in. I'm talking dig in. They keep doing the right things right and they survive. The fakers, the posers, the folks that weren't really in it to win it, the folks that didn't have the right success principles, rest in peace. They are gone. Become recession proof. Are you in a recession proof business? Yes, you are. This life insurance business, it's predictable, stable, recession proof. No, nothing can happen that will allow you not to win here, right? So you think of all these other things you could do. What was shut down during COVID? Almost everything. You know what wasn't shut down? We weren't. So you're in the right place at the right time. The question is, will you do it properly? Okay. And just, as you kind of think, maybe you can ask yourself, what jobs have I considered that are recession proof? If things were shut down, would I still have a job? Oh, no, I wouldn't. No, real estate, no. No. Even coaching, y'all, like successful coaches, like they were shut down, y'all. We weren't. So keep that in mind. All right. Last couple of things, and then we'll close. I'm going to show you 2 stories. For those that are builders, if this hasn't happened to you yet, it will happen to you. So I'm hoping this will be something that you can put in your pocket. And then when the time is right, almost like an RPG game, you'll pull out the right tool and you'll unlock that door. So when I was a missionary, some of you know I was a missionary, we were preaching Jesus, knocking doors. And we were teaching people about Jesus. And the next step, I was in Philly. I remember I was teaching drug dealers, all those folks to change their life. And we would go to them. And then on Sunday, it would be time to come to Jesus, like come to the church, to the people, not to the building, to the people. And I remember, despite these people, which I would have, if I was a betting man, bet that those people would have showed up because we had such great lessons there. People are crying. They would no-show us, like not be there. And I'd be like, what's going on? And so I'm praying about it, asking, how can we help these people, right? You know what comes to my mind? It's this principle that exists in business. There's something called a microcosm. Write that down. Microcosm. Microcosm. Microcosm is a small example of a big thing. You know what God told me? And it was, for me, it was revelatory. He says, listen, during one of your lessons, instead of going into their house, I remember this one person, they lived in this bodega. So there was this store, they lived on top of the store. This is what came to my mind. Ask them to come meet you down at the store. Ask them to meet you at the front of the street. Ask them to meet you anywhere but their house initially, and then you can go to their house. Just somewhere near where they kind of get out of their comfort zone somewhat. If they're willing to do that, they will come to church that Sunday. If they're not and they don't show up, they won't. And so I remember the next one, we asked this person, boom, hey, real quick, I forget, we gave some reason we were going to do it. Hey, can you meet us at this store? It's nearby your house. It's by like 2 streets. Meet us at this store. And then we just walk up to your house. And guess what happened, y'all? The ones that were willing to meet us halfway, a third, somewhere that went above their comfort zone, they showed up. Who would have thought? So in business, here's what we know. I want you to seek microcosms. The reason you need to seek microcosms is because it will save you time. Not everyone is designed for you right now. You only have 24 hours in a day. Your whole goal is to try to match the pace of the people. Now, the goal is for you to, just like a pit stop, going through, you want to help them run as fast as you. You might slow down a little bit. But if you go to a complete halt, you are to mess them up and mess you up. The goal is to identify the people that are willing to become the best of themselves. What are microcosms? Well, when someone will come, here's a perfect example. Someone's brand new. You tell them, you need to come to the national conference. They have two options. They can think scarcity or they can think abundantly. They think, okay, how many policies do I got to sell? Let's say they're dead broke. They start thinking outside the box. You're going to sell 3 policies. How much is it? Okay. That's just what, 2 policies? All right. So can you help me? Can you show me how to sell 2 policies? Boom, microcosm. They're thinking outside the box. Microcosm is you say, hey, hey, you need to come to the national conference. Oh, I can't make it because of blah, 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 blah. Microcosm. You give someone a small assignment. Hey, I need you to read this book. I need you to read this page of this book. It's just 1 page, and I need you to send me a text by 7 o'clock. If they don't do it, guess what that tells you about them? They're not humble. They don't want it bad enough, or both. So you need to look at yourself and look at what microcosms are you failing on, and what does that say about you? What does that say about you? Last thing, and we'll open up for questions, is there is a silent saboteur that's in a lot of your lives that some of you aren't even aware. You're not even aware because it's like a ghost program running in behind the scenes, and you're wondering how you keep failing. Here's what that silent saboteur is. It's called scarcity. You, because of maybe the way you were born, you think competition, not collaboration. What I mean by that is when you see other people winning, that automatically means for you, less for you to win on. Automatically. That scarcity mentality is killing you. It's killing you because the only mentality that you can really win on is abundance. Now, you can win on scarcity as well, but it's limited. You can only go so far. For you to actually win big, it needs to be abundance. I'm talking where when someone wins and someone has a big sale, some whatever it is in life insurance, you are just as excited for them as you are for you. You know how I know that most of you have suffered from scarcity? You know how? We look on Telegram, on the Daily Wins channel. People are winning, and only 2 people clap. If you lived on the abundance frequency, it would be like this. When a package shows up from Amazon called success, instead of you be like, oh man, that's less packages for me, you would get so excited because you know success is on your street. That means you're next. So if you were living on an abundance frequency, all those daily wins, all of those, it would get you so excited. You would have a greater desire to go win. You wouldn't feel frustrated because you would have literally, guys, you guys have access to the same daily wins, Team FFL. You see people winning, so you wouldn't get frustrated. You'd be like, man, okay, it's happening. So it's me. Like, the frustration wouldn't be there because you would know that it's just a matter of a tweak. You would see them. Okay, Billy is short. I'm short. Billy is black. I'm white. But man, that means that black and white people can do. Okay, Billy talks this way. Wow, Billy did it. You see, it would be more proof that you can win and you can win big than that you can lose. But what happens is because you're built on a scarcity frequency, all those wins make you pissed off and mad instead. Why not me? So I'm just highlighting this for you to realize, whenever we go back to all those, the Haven 12, it's a formula. Reading the 10 pages, sharpening your axe, doing the activity knowledge, go to the learning knowledge. Like, guys, it all works little by little. It isn't just one thing that gets you there. So when I said to this agent, it isn't just about doing the X's and O's, y'all. It's about doing the X's and O's in a way that is conducive for you to win. Like FFL, guys, works. The program works. Life insurance works. What we're doing works. Is your operating system conducive for this program? And so I just gave you the formula that 12, that is going to transform whatever you got right now. Maybe you got a Mac OS, but FFL is Windows. Or maybe you got, really FFL is a Mac, but you got a Windows OS. And you're wondering why you're pressing this button that's not working. There's something that you are not up here. So there's really only 3 things if you're not winning that I can really point it to. If you're not winning, it's because you're not doing it right. And if you're not doing it right, look at that Haven 12. What in there are you messing up on? Well, let's say you swear to me, Mac, I guarantee you I'm doing it right. I know it. And you can have other people, third party, verify that you're doing it. Well, then you're not doing it enough. Look at what is it in that 12 that you are not doing it enough in. And then if you swear to me, Mac, I'm doing it right. I mean, listen to me, I'm doing it enough. Then it's only because of the third thing. It's personal development. Somehow your OS is still screwy Louie. See, this is the thing that I take no responsibility for your success, nor do I take any responsibility for your failure, because I don't know what's in here. Only you do. And guess who's the only person that can change it? You. And so the biggest change in life, miracle in life, is the miracle when you forgive yourself and you change. And only God has that control. You decide how fast you go on that path by the trajectory you take for personal development. So my hope is for 2024, y'all, you decide to go on an intense learning curve so steep that when someone meets you in 2024 in the middle of it, when someone meets you after a conference, they have to introduce themselves to you. Hey, is this the same Don? Hey, Crystal, is this you? Wow. Hey, nice to meet you. I mean, good to see you again. Wow, you've changed. Yes, I have. You have to reintroduce yourself because your OS has changed. So I'm excited for all of you that are going to make it. Listen, if you haven't decided, take one step further. Lock in something to make sure you get to conference, whether it be the Airbnb, whether it be your airfare, something. Get there. And not only that, if you've done all that, bring someone with you, y'all. So that's it, guys. Take care, take charge. We'll see you guys next week. Bye for now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop.